The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Nothing like things happening in River City. I am having some problems with the microphones. Shut the front door across the room here. Can anybody hear me? 10-4? Yeah, the echo is pretty bad here. It was the clapping. It was the clapping behind. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Okay, folks, I posted the chart for the DAX. I posted a chart for the FTSE. As you can see, at around 6:30 a.m. This morning, New York time, the boys and girls at the Pfizer company came out with their study that it was 90% effective. 10 seconds after that, all airlines were booked for the next 12 months or something like that. They're all up 20%. So anyway, these are really, I haven't seen Dow up this much in a very, very long time. Let me see, like maybe forever. It was up almost that much on the night of the election, but it took a whole day and all day the next day for it to get up that much. So here's what I was looking at this weekend, folks, when I was doing the newsletter. I looked at this S&P, I looked at the Russell, I looked at the NASDAQ, I looked at all of them, and this market wanted to go higher. And when you looked at the Asian markets like the Nikkei, and you looked at the Hong Kong market, everything was poised to go higher. I didn't know what news was going to be out there. But this morning, we left a 15-handle gap in the S&P, folks. It didn't even trade. It traded through your stop. If you would have had a stop in there being short, it would have taken your stop another $750. That happens during those times. But these markets are acting pretty good. Now, the one market that we felt was really ready to have some problems, and that was the gold market. We sent out several emails about this and a video. We had that beautiful ABCD pattern. You can see it, the 50% retracement of the all-contract high. We've now broken $100 so far today, folks. If this is correct, it's going to do the same thing it did in August. It went from 2009, it dropped $200 a share. We dropped $100 a share in 2 hours. No. Let's put that in. It's 12 hours. But you can see you could easily make another $100, getting us down to that 1810 level that we've been waiting for some time. So we need to pay close attention to that. Of course, it could reverse. Anything could happen to these markets, but it's really a question. Now, someone's asked a question. We have Shane Smolyan as our guest today, folks, and today's a very important day in Shane's life. It happens to be the very first day in Shane's life. Today is his birthday, so we want to treat him very nicely today. No vegetables, folks, just fresh fruit. Okay, let's move on here to one other one that looks really interesting here. Get this up here so we can take a look at it. This is the one we had to pay attention to here because it moves in the same direction as gold many times. We're not involved in this. No, he's about 30. I think he's 33 or 34. We'll ask him when he comes up, I guess. But anyway, you'll see the Bitcoin is almost to 16,000, which is the what do you call it? The 78% retracement of that whole move down. So we'll watch it. Marshall's asking about the bonds. Folks, we've said all along these bonds don't look very good, and if we get below that 170 level, we're looking at 167. That's what I'm paying attention to as we look at these. Now, another one that we were watching very closely because it was about as perfect as a harmonic pattern as you can get, and that was the yen dollar yen. We've now dropped 200 handle. 200. Folks, this is what happens when you stay up all night. All right, we've dropped about 20 2 full handles down. That's a little over $2,300 in the dollar yen. So the dollar index is the one you want to keep watching. Pay very, very close attention to that. Now, some currencies in the world, like the Turkish lira, that the only person that ever trades at are the people that live in Turkey or Afghanistan or places like that. But that's neither here nor there. So those are a few of the things. If you have any questions today, and why would you have any questions? Because you know that I don't know what's going on. I just look at the charts and try to determine what the heck is going on. All I know is there's a lot of euphoria out there today. And fortunately, I gave a long signal in euphoria on Friday, those of you that got it to go long December euphoria. And so I think that one's going to work out for today. Take your profits in that one today because it's been a good move. Okay, and for those of you that have never been here before, that is a joke, boys and girls. There is no contract for you as of yet, but the CME is probably working on one. Okay, we've covered the yen. We've covered the gold, the crude oil. Crude oil has had a $3 rally, folks, all the way up to $41 a barrel. Now, this thing is a long way from being out of the woods here, so I'm really looking for a place to sell the crude oil this morning above that 41 level. Somewhere around that 41.25 is what I'm looking at right now, and we are trading at 40.81 right now. Did we get to 41? Yep, we got to 41. Oh, dear, 41.33. Why didn't I get filled? Something's wrong. Oh, well, let's worry about that. Okay. Anyway, we've got some really interesting, if you like key times, folks, and I do like key times, I watch them very closely, but just for kicks and giggles, let me show you what happened last night. I'm sitting here watching this thing, and I'm getting ready. Ruby, darling, let me explain something to you, darling. When you got alligators in your pond and you're fishing for alligators, you better stay in that pond fishing for alligators. I'm going to try to take a look at hogs for you, but believe me, there's just too much stuff happening, and it's all good. So I'll do it if I can. But look what happened here last night. If you see that red line, that was my AI program, and it said we should start turning up at around 6:30. Look at the gap, folks. From 35.52 all the way up to 35.80. That's a 28 handle gap. That is a big gap. So that'll probably fill that gap sometime in our lifetime, but when, I don't know. So that's the main thing that we're going to be looking at here. Ruby, what I will do when the break comes up, I will be able to pop in and take a look at the hogs for you because we've got some of these things that are looking really interesting. Those of you that got the 24/7 newsletter, pay really close attention to the grains, folks, because they're showing signs of a major top up in here: wheat, corn, soybean oil, soybean meal. So you want to pay very, very close attention to that. Now, whether it'll be affected by what's happening to this gold and silver today, I really don't know, but we'll see what's going on. David White just posted a great quote from Charles Mackey, Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. Men, it has been well said, think in herds. It will be seen that they go mad in herds while they only recover their senses slowly and one by one. Amen to that one, my friend. Amen to that one. But we're having volatility, folks, and that's what we really love. The volatility is what makes these patterns rock and roll, and so far they're rocking and rolling in the direction we thought was going to happen today. Wait, that's not good. That's the main thing. Keep an eye on. Got to be careful. Here is just a picture of the shorter-term patterns.
If you're not currently using the Taz Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The Taz Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
This is just not any fun when this is happening. 10-4. Can anyone hear me? Okay, boys and girls, I posted a chart for Ruby on the hogs. Ruby, there should be some support there at 64 in the hogs. They're 64 and 90 right now, so they look like they could have some support. But frankly, Ruby, I've got so many things I'm looking at. Hogs is the least of my things that I'm watching. I'm also watching these grains, folks, for a potential high. So pay attention to that. Now, the other thing this is just my 2 cents worth, but watch the key time at 10 o'clock this morning, folks. That's in about 40 minutes, okay? Watch the stock market because that's the time, that magic time, starting now, going to around 10 o'clock to 10:30. If it's going to have a turn there, it could be, it could be very interesting. And remember, we're up in areas that we have not seen that before for a very long time. So let's remind ourselves that this doesn't happen very often. So we need to pay very close attention to it, at least in my opinion. So that's it. One of the questions that we're going to have Shane Smolian on at the break here. It's his birthday, as I mentioned once before. But someone's asked a question, do I think this is a major top in gold? I think it is the top because you made a perfect ABCD and a 50% retracement. You had a really nice number up there at 1961. And we've got all the way, dropped $100 an ounce so far. And if it's just like it did back in when it topped at 2009, then you're looking at $1,800 gold. And that's the area where we'd really like to be a buyer because that's a long-term weekly ABCD. And if you like ABCDs, that's what you want to be looking at. But there's a lot of emotionalism here in the market, folks, not like anything that I've seen in quite a while. When that S&P gaps 15 handles, you know that you're in a different environment than anything else. But right now it's been trading, very nicely with the 3 and 4 or 5 point moves. So there's nothing crazy going on over there. The NASDAQ it's nuttier than a fruitcake because that thing was up 200 and went down to be down on the day and then rallied back another 100 handles. So having swings like that, you've got to be very, very careful. Now, here's one that looks real interesting, folks. We've been long this wheat. Fortunately, as you can see here, the market went right up to our price objective at 623, and that was a very nice move. We picked off about 18 cents in wheat, which is a very nice move. Actually, it was a little more than that. It was about 22 cents. And but now we made a nice bottom down there at that 96 level. Watch the wheat up around 610, folks. That could be a good selling area in wheat. So sort of pay close attention to these and look at the newsletter because the newsletter had some really nice things showing some possible topping indications in wheat, corn, soybeans, oil, and meal. And, these are just patterns. It has nothing to do with exports, imports, or anything. It's just patterns, but take a look at it. It's very interesting from those levels to watch it very, very closely anyway. All right, we had one other question from someone. That was about the election. The election is the AP that was a press release. It's declared the president-elect as president, but it takes Electoral College, which is December the 14th. They will determine who is the president, and that you have to wait until December the 14th for official. I don't think it'll change much, but that's what they're saying right now, so we'll see what's going on. Bob is saying that he sold his Boeing. He bought it at 149 and he sold it at 182. God bless you, Bob. That's a beauty. It's more than you can get at the ATMs this day. Look at the American Airlines up 24%, Royal Caribbean up 24%, Macy's up 21%, United Airlines up 21%, TFNN up 46%. Limit bid. Shut the front door and raise their rent. We got it moving on TFNN today, so we're going to have some wild times here at Ridgemont High. Folks, if you're in here and you're not using stops, you better make the sign of the cross, get your rosary out, and head for Sister Mary Perpetual's prayer garden over there at the and you'll be able to see you're going to need help, because if you're not using stops in this kind of market, folks, you're just playing with that man in the sickle coming right behind you, so you got to be careful. That's right. TFNN is a buy. Going strong if you stay long. All right, let's move on to one other one that everybody's been asking me about. Well, not everybody, but one or two people have. And that is a thing that we've been watching very, very closely here was this U.S. dollar index, because we were at such a critical level. That's why we had done so much work on that dollar yen, because of all the currencies, the dollar yen looked the best at 97.20. And the high was what? 97.16, and then it's dropped 200 points since that time. It's a perfect example of where the patterns line up with, what you're looking for. Hey, I had no idea. The news could have gone the other way, but if it goes the other way, I would be out of it. Yeah, it might have gapped, but if it didn't gap, you'll take your $300 loss, and you're gone. But right now, it's acting, relatively well. Folks, look at the DAX, which is a huge market over there. This is where they trade in Europe when they're not trading the Dow Jones. Look at that huge move from 12,700 to 13,300. That, my friends, is a huge gap. And I happen to know somebody that was riding that all the way up last night from about 4 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Tommy Terrific. Tom Hugard will be doing that. By the way, I'll be doing going to be doing my last one-day 5-hour trading sessions very soon on the 19th of November. I'm going to have 2 super traders coming in and kicking the tires with me and look at some stuff and sharing some great information. Jim Twentyman will be talking about how he found harmonic numbers, how he uses them. Tom Hugard from Trader Tom will be coming in talking about some of the trades that he's looking at for the day, as long as the trades that we'll be looking at during the day. So it's going to be a real exciting time, and I hope you'll be able to join us. That'll be on November the 19th for 5 hours. I wish it were a day like today, folks, because this is a day that you like to see happening here. Let's take a quick look at what we're watching here. Folks, please pay attention to that 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame in the stock market, because if it sells off, and if it sells off, it might only be, 500 or 600 Dow points, but that's a lot. When you're up 1,600 points and you get back 500, that's only 382 retracement. So pay attention to it. It's going to be real interesting as we watch these things looking. And also, let's keep in mind here one other one. I'm just going to share this with you just to show you that some of these things work. Not all the time, but if they do, this is what I was looking at last night here in the crude oil. Just get up here and take a look at it, and you'll be able to see that blue line is what I'm forecasting for a topping around 10:30 in the morning. And my guess is it'll be somewhere between 41.40 and 41.75. So watch that level. If it gets there, it might be a very low risk selling opportunity, because for the next 5 hours, the forecast is for a lower market. And remember, it's just a forecast. That's all it is. It's not a perfection. It's a forecast. And that's what's really important as you look at some of these things as we unfold. Had someone else ask a question about one of the FANG stocks, and they asked me about all of the FANG stocks that look the most bullish. And I have to say that I think the one that looks the most bullish, I believe, is the Google. Let's get this up here today. This was another. I can't hear you.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back with the birthday boy, Shane Smillian. Happy birthday to you, Wolf Trader.
Good morning, Larry. Is this Duke and Duke? Can you hear me? Is this Duke and Duke?
100 South Broad Street.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Shane, go ahead and do the show, okay, buddy? I've lost sound. Go ahead and do the show, okay, buddy? I've lost
All right. Well, 10-4, Larry. Thank you, everybody, and good morning. I hope everybody had a great weekend. So, obviously, we have some good news with the vaccine here. It started out here with a map of the storm that I'm dealing with right now. We had a tropical storm conditions overnight, so thank God I did not lose any power. Anyway, so going forward here, obviously, so Pfizer has this vaccine, 90% effective. That's great, and I'm glad that it was actually pushed to come out sooner. I do have the COVID transit peaking this month finally, so that's good. And then I had these graphs before that I had talked about of the number of positive tests correlating with the number of cases. So one of the things people have to understand about COVID is that, when we get these more positive tests, it's mainly because you're testing more people. So we're right at about 6.3% positive right now. So that's good because we will be able to get this under control now because we're nowhere near where we were last April. Now, let me talk about the markets. I see some things here that don't really look correct to me in terms of the markets are out of sync, guys. So I'm looking at this fear index, right? And the fear index is surprisingly fearful, even though we're in a rally right now. And that is very concerning to me. We should be surging right now in terms of the greed. So something is off, guys. I don't know what it is, but something's off here. These markets are still not functioning properly, and they're behaving as if there's hidden information here to come out still. Now, I'm going to show you the next graph here. This is after the vaccine. It only ticked up 5 points. So there's still fear out there as it's gauged by this fear and greed index that looks at multiple indicators to come up with its conclusion. So you can see here the fear and greed index. It's very strange that this thing is still in a fear mode while the market is rallying. So to me, that's a red flag. I'm a little bit concerned right now about this rally, guys. And I'll get into that in a minute with the Fed juice and the dollar juice. But I'm going to look at the Planetary Speed Index next. So the Planetary Speed Index has been modeling this rally. The Planetary Speed Index actually made a bottom on 1026 to 1027. You can see here, makes this low, and it's surging up until about 1113. So this market surge is consistently modeling the planetary speed. And for those of you who are new, this is the speed of the planets as they pass relative to the orbit of the Earth. So this is a geocentric perspective. But the markets tend to follow the speed, and this is one of my best indicators. And we knew that also we had our general combined transits had made a low last Friday. And a lot of these are coming to peak around the 13th of the month. And the 13th of the month is critical, and I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to get into some more election stuff, guys. And I know the election's over, but I do feel that I need to talk to you guys about some things, astrological things of the election. So the Fed juice right now, there was a conflict. The Fed juice has not gone into a buy, guys. It has not gone into a buy. And so for me, that's a concerning sign because it needs to be in sync with these markets. Now, it may very well go into a buy later today, but I don't like the fact that this is so out of sync right now with the markets. Something is off here, guys. Now, the dollar juice is in a buy. The dollar juice is a rallying right now with these markets. So we kind of have a split decision on this. We kind of have a split decision on this. And the dollar juice, like I said, it went into this buy on 11.5. It could just be that the market is moving so fast that the Fed juice is having trouble keeping up and modeling with it. But my feeling is that there's something wrong here. It's just something wrong. The market, we should be seeing a synchronous market with the Fed juice. We should be seeing the fear and greed going positive, and we're not. I don't know, Larry. This to me, this looks very strange. I haven't seen a pattern like this in a while. Okay. Can you hear me still, guys? Can everybody hear me? Hopefully. Okay, I'll keep talking here. Now, this is another chart here. This is the Fed use. So I talked about the Fed use as essentially been in a downturn since June. The Fed has essentially turned down this juice. And you can see these different labels here. But right here, this was the last spike in the Fed use. This Fed use, by the way, is this green and blue line here. This is the raw Fed use. And the white chart is the actual S&P. So the Fed, it seems like the Fed use turns this off, starts turning this down in June. And you can see the letter A here. This is the market. This is the high here in June on that last lunar eclipse. And right here, this is where this Fed use makes this peak. You can see it peaks here. Okay, so what I'm trying to emphasize here is the market is still modeling this Fed use, even if it's in a decline. So you can see on this B leg here that the market pulls back and the Fed use also pulls back here. Okay, so again, modeling what the Fed is doing. And then there's another low here at point C where the market also makes a low at point C. Now, this is where things got really interesting for me. This was this summer. This was in September, and it looked as if the Fed was trying to ramp this back up again. Because remember, they were doing $90 billion purchases back in April and May, and they really started shutting things down. So it looked as if the market was ready to break out. But no, they turned off the juice again, and the market fell down again to point E. Okay, and then in September, they turned it up a little bit. Okay, there goes the market again to follow what the Fed is doing. Okay, then they shut it down again right before the election. This was the week before the election. They shut it down, and it starts falling into point G. And then they start ramping this back up again, and we're back up into point H here. So what I want to point out to everybody is there's really no exception here to what the Fed is doing versus what the market is doing. My concern is that it's having trouble modeling on the Fed use 3.0, which it could just be that they're being so inconsistent with what they're doing, going back and forth, that it's having trouble keeping up. But the question now is, does the Fed continue to ramp this up going forward? If they do, I feel like we could continue to see breakouts to the upside. But I don't know what they're going to do here on this market. So that, in terms of, I don't know if they're going to shut this back down again. I don't know if they're going to keep ramping this up. I don't know right now. I'm just kind of following what they're doing. What I can say is that they definitely shut this down, and that's why your market topped here on a broad term perspective. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, it's clear as day here. The question is, why did they do it? And I think maybe they saw this inflation getting out of control here at some point. Probably in August, they looked at this market and said, this thing is getting a little bit out of control. So they probably pulled back here just to kind of cool things off a little bit. But obviously now we have this Pfizer news, which is good news for the market. And so, to me, this is still a fractured environment.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Al, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you now, Larry.
Yeah, but no.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, I hope we're with you, Shane. Are you with us?
I'm with you. Can you hear me, Larry?
The chicken is in the pot. The eagle has landed.
Can you hear me?
Please continue on your birthday.
All right.
Hey,
Thank
by the
you
way,
so
they
much.
ask how old you are. You're 34, aren't you?
I'm 47, Larry. 47.
What? What happened to those
Yeah.
13 years?
I don't know, man. They went pretty quick.
47.
That's
My God,
how
I
old
got
my
a cat
daughter is,
47.
Yeah, I'm getting up there.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So this is, guys, this S&P is concerning me, and you guys know me. I'm like very bullish all the time. I don't like the way this looks. I still think we might be in some kind of a corrective pattern here, and it's really kind of bothering me now. For those of you who've been following me, I have this new fast Fed indicator that I'm using on the Platinum. That I optimized this on Friday. I had to reinstall Windows on my server. This actually went into a buy on Friday, and it's going to go short today at the close. So I'm very suspicious of this S&P right now. I'm kind of suspicious of this. Now, let's get into the next topic, guys. And it's dealing with the election. And I have to say this. I know this is going to upset some people, but let me get into this. We have to talk about it because it's a possibility, okay? Now, the topic of this is it ain't over till it's over, guys. So here's what I mean, okay? So everybody just listen to what I'm going to say. I'm going to go through the astrology of this, and I'm going to explain this to you. There is a possibility that the election is not over yet, and let me explain to you. This election took place during a double retrograde, Mercury and Mars. Typically, when things occur during a retrograde Mercury and a Mars, or the more retrograde planets you have, things do not go forward and they reverse. So you have to understand that this is something that is a common theme in astrology. It is still a possibility. Now, it looks like Biden is the guy right now. That's the way it looks. But I just want to go through some alignments here, and I'm going to show you some charts. Okay, second, there's a high Neptune energy present in Biden's chart regarding connections around him. That leads to deception, and there's probably some things going on right now that we cannot see at the surface. These court cases will probably be taken up, some of them, by the Supreme Court, particularly the Pennsylvania one. The Supreme Court has already weighed in on that and made an opinion about that. So we need to watch this closely. Biden's energy peaks on 11/12 when the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction occurs. He is Scorpio, and Jupiter is helping any Scorpios right now. So Jupiter-Pluto peaks on the 12th. On the 13th, Mars goes direct, indicating aggression and reversal, okay? So this month, you could see dramatic reversals. So what I'm telling you is, I'm not telling you for sure that this is going to happen. What I'm telling you is the possibility is there based on the astrology of this. Okay, next, the eclipse on the 29th and the 30th indicates a possible reversal of fortune, which I will talk about. It's actually on Trump's chart, but in reverse, which indicates that there could be a reversal of this decision. Now, I know that this seems absolutely crazy. the election, the media has called this, but as you pointed out, Larry, the electors have not met yet. The votes have not been canvassed. This has not been a done deal. So I would say it's not over until January 20th, 2021, guys. So let me go through this charts just to kind of make you guys aware of this, that this is a possibility. I'm not saying this is what will happen, but there's a very strong possibility when you have multiple retrogrades like this, like we had. The votes were they were collected during the retrograde Mercury. Mars was retrograde. This is also Biden's ruling planet. Mars rules Scorpio. These things tend to reverse. If you make decisions when a lot of planets are retrograde, you won't go forward. You won't do it. And when Mars is retrograde, it represents a time when you try to go forward, but you can't, and you push back. Okay, that's the first chart. The next chart here, this is what I want to indicate here next on this chart, which is that this is the peak right around the 12th and the 13th. And somebody asked me, when is the peak on the charts? That also correlates with this peak in the Planetary Speed Index. Mars goes direct right around this time. Now, Mercury is now in Scorpio, which is dealing with investigations and getting to the bottom of things. And this is your conjunction here. This is your Pluto-Jupiter conjunction right around that time. This is Biden's peak power. So around this time, we need to watch things, guys. Don't assume that don't let your guard down is what I'm saying. Like if you've assumed one thing, it is not over yet. This is still, these are still in the courts. I know it seems absolutely insane right now, guys, because it looks to me, even to me, it looks like, Biden is virtually a lock at this point. But if Pennsylvania gets overturned, which it could, because the Supreme Court, I've been reading the Supreme Court documents on these cases. They have made opinions on it. They've ordered the segregation of the ballots. This could be taken up. I'm not saying that it will, but I'm saying there's a chance. This is the eclipse, guys. This is what I'm talking about. That's coming up at the end of November. So you've got this eclipse here. This is Trump's chart. Trump was born on an eclipse. Now, what the really, really important thing here, guys, is that the node is involved with this. So Trump's sun is opposite of his moon here in Sagittarius. But this eclipse, guys, is opposite of his chart. So take a look here. So you see the sun is down here and the moon is opposite of him. To me, some people said this could be health aspects. I think this could be a reversal of fortune. It's literally a reversal of his chart. And if you look here at the transiting node, it's at 19 degrees of Gemini, guys. So you've got the node connecting to his node. You've got this lunar eclipse that is reversing on this day, guys. So this month is explosive, guys. It is not over. And I'm just trying to point this out to you guys. I'm not saying this will definitely happen, but I'm saying it's possible. Now, this next chart here, this is the chart I was talking about with Biden's chart. And I talk about this in the Uranian newsletter. This is Biden's sun right here, okay? This is him. And this is the node, which is connections and people around him. And this is Neptune. When these two hook up, you have deception regarding connections around you. So this could very possibly be the vote counting, that there's crazy stuff going on with the vote counting, guys. So I'm not putting any theories out there in terms of, what could be happening. But what I'm telling you is that based off of these charts, it's very possible that these court cases could take up, and you could see something dramatically reverse this month. So I just want to point this out. It is out there, guys. It's in the charts right now. These retrograde things tend to reverse, so just keep your guard up. Don't assume that this is. What I'm saying is, it's not over till it's over, and we will know on January the 20th, 2021. But don't assume this yet. Just because the media is saying this, the electors have to meet, the votes have to be canvassed, they have to do recounts, they have to be certified, and somebody has to be sworn in. So if there was ever a month where this kind of crazy stuff could happen, and it is 2020, this is the month it could happen. So I just wanted to put that out there to kind of let it be known that it says this in the charts that this could possibly reverse. Okay, so just be very aware of what's going on. Mercury's going into Scorpio. Things are going to be investigated, guys. Things are going to be investigated, and it needs to be, guys. We need to have fair elections, whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump. I think everybody can agree that this stuff needs to be, and it needs to be heard so we can move on, whatever the outcome is. But I just want to point this out, that this is something that's upcoming. Now, people are asking about metals, okay? So I can talk about the metals here real quick. The metals are also troubling markets too, guys, because silver and gold have been in this split decision. Silver has been in a sell, and gold has been in a buy. Okay, so these have been in flip decisions right now. So again, this is a sign to me that something is wrong. Something is off here. We should have started to see things streamline at this point after the election, and we haven't seen that yet.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
you see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Dr. Fauci on the line from Miami Beach. Are you there, Dr. Fauci?
Yes, Larry, I'm here, Larry. I'm here.
He's scheduled for tomorrow. This is Shane, folks. His birthday day. He gets this once a year. So finish her up, partner. You got 3 minutes.
So thanks, Larry. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there about the astrology, guys. I mean, it looks like Biden is the guy at this point, but I'm just telling you, the charts are saying that that's still a possible path. So just keep your guard up. We will know on this January the 20th, 2021. We will know at that point. So anyway, so let me switch back over here to the gold, guys. So I have this crossed market still in gold and silver. So that's not a good sign, guys. And so even the markets are telling me something's not right here. This should not have been doing this after the election, after we've had what the media is calling this clear winner, which if you look at the electoral votes, it is. But based on what we're seeing now, and like I said, I think I've been reading the Supreme Court cases directly. I've been reading the comments by Justice Alito and all these justices, 3 of them weighed in on this, on the Pennsylvania thing. This thing can be heard, guys, and they may throw out the Pennsylvania votes after 8 o'clock. It's a possibility, okay? So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to speculate on it, but I can tell you they have commented on it already. Now, gold. Gold is still in a negative seasonal, guys. Gold is still negative. And I put a snapshot up here of the actual solar cycle. Gold is in a negative seasonal until like the end of December. So gold could reverse. It could continue to reverse lower here through the end of December. So we are in a negative seasonal pattern for gold in general. So it shouldn't be too surprising if it goes down further from here. And I do have on the fast Fed that I'm looking at, the new fast Fed indicator, there's a possible short coming up on gold on the 11th too. So this thing, I think this could have some more downside to come, no doubt about it. And if this stuff does start going to the Supreme Court and this stuff, you could see chaos in the markets. So that's the one thing I would tell people, is just to be very careful about this. So if any of you guys want to reach me, I'm Shane Smolian, and I'm 47. No, I'm Shane Smolian, and you can reach me at Shane@wolftraderfutures.com or www.wolftraderfutures.com or fedjuice.com. Reach out to us, guys. We would love to hear from you.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and have a happy birthday, partner.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, everybody.
Yep, and if that call comes through, that will go down in the annals of the greatest call ever. So I doubt if it'll happen, but may God bless. And
Thanks,
stay
Larry.
safe.